Chud. Cannibalistic, humanoid, underground dwellers. Chud. They're not...
Okay, everything is explained now. I understand it completely. I now understand the dynamics of the Republic. I now, I've reached across the aisle. I understand Republicans. I get where they're coming from. Republican right-wing men, they just want to have secret doors and to live underground and dwell there, you know? It all checks out. "25 weeks pregnant, my baby recognizes your voice." Is that scientifically possible? Can babies recognize voices? Is it because it's playing on in the background? I suppose I should not watch Matt Walsh then. He's probably going to say some horrifying things. Cancelled!
You know, one of my pieces of extra content that we post on our YouTube channel are my Reddit relationship advice videos. And this is when I comb through the relationship forums on Reddit to impart my wisdom to the confused and helpless souls who are so desperate that they're actually stooping to soliciting advice from the Reddit community. Now, my advice may not be great from an objective standpoint, but it's better than anything.
I'm now going to dole out unsolicited advice, which will probably be horrible. But yeah, that's the segment, everybody, so enjoy what I'm about to do.
That, you know, they'll get from Reddit. So today, in that spirit, I'll be trying to help a young woman whose relationship quandary, as posted to Reddit, went viral this week. I'll be helping her, and I'll also be canceling her, because that's what we do in this segment, nothing personal. I mean, usually it is pretty personal, but never mind that. A woman named Kate Whitaker on Twitter seems to be one of the first to have taken this.
I like how they've just done this flip to it's totally cool when we cancel people and boycott corporations now and don't ever notice the mysterious change that has happened.
Post and amplified it, causing it to go viral. She tweeted the screenshot along with a caption revealing her bias. She says, "What on earth is going on with men?"
Okay.
Ironically, though, the man in question is not on Earth. He is under the earth, where all men wish to be. The Reddit post is titled, "How can I get my boyfriend to stop digging his tunnel?" Now we see...
Wait, okay, hold on. Matt's saying that's kind of weird, because you know the pejorative, chuds. Chuds, they actually literally lived underground, right? Isn't that the plot of the movie? I'm gonna have to watch the trailer for Chuds now, just for science. But then I didn't know it was actually true. I didn't know conservatives actually literally wanted to live under the ground, like mole people.
The problem already from the way she framed the situation. She says, "How can I get him to stop?" Rather than, "Should I get him to stop?" which is the real question you should be asking. She's assuming from the outset that she should stop her boyfriend from digging his tunnel. To her, it's self-evident that men should not dig tunnels, but to men, it's self-evident that we should and we must. I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit. Here's her version of the story. Let's read it. She says, "So I know this is a weird question, but my boyfriend likes to spend a lot of his free time digging a tunnel on some property that he inherited. I haven't seen the full extent of it, but last I saw it was remarkably deep under the surface. He spent roughly a year on it, and it's evident. The front of the thing is deep, wide, well put together. At the front, which is the only part I've seen, he's got cement beams, electric lights, even chairs, and a small table. I haven't gone into it, but it looked like the quality severely dropped as the tunnel went further, mostly becoming open dirt with some wood beams holding it up." Now, pausing here for a moment.
Okay, yeah.
It is baffling to me that her boyfriend has been digging this awesome tunnel and she hasn't even gone into it. This is like if he had spent a year painting a masterpiece or chiseling a
I'm gonna guess she's afraid of dying in a collapse from a homemade tunnel, but by someone with very little experience in this arena. I'm just gonna put that out there. That would probably be like if someone was like, "Hey, do you want to go deep into this cavern I've created?" I'd be like, "How deep?" It's like, "Oh, it goes pretty deep." Have you ever seen like old timey footage where there's miners and canaries and stuff like that? Yeah, I got a canary. Yeah, so do you want to go explore my tunnel? I would be like, gonna be a hard pass on this one. You know, I unlike other men, and I know it's just the way men are, I actually don't crave to be buried alive underground. But that's just me. That's just one man's opinion, you know? I'm a bit of a soy boy in that way.
Beautiful sculpture out of rock, and you didn't even bother to look at it. What if you were in the Sistine Chapel with Michelangelo in the year 1512, and he told you that he just finished painting the ceiling, and he's like, "I just finished painting that whole ceiling. It took me forever." And you're just like, "Oh, cool." And you didn't even bother to look up and check it out. This is shocking to me.
Well, I mean, for that to work and to be an adequate comparison, there would have to be a very general fear that the ceiling could collapse and crush you In which case, yeah, maybe standing directly underneath it would be a little bit, I don't know, freaky. You could take a picture of it. I mean, he could always take a couple pictures of the inside of the tunnel and present them.
Especially when the thing in question is a badass tunnel. She continues, my biggest concern is his safety. I'm really worried that he's going to dig too deep and it'll collapse on him or something. I've tried voicing this concern to him, but he just laughs it off and assures me that he'll be fine. Aside from safety concerns, there's also the fact that he doesn't really have a social life because of this thing. I'm pretty much the only person he still talks to outside of his job, and he doesn't go out and do anything anymore. It used to be that he'd occasionally head out and do some digging on the weekends, but now he spends almost all of his free time out there. He still comes home, but he barely spends any time with me. And I know that he isn't doing anything but digging that damn hole in the ground. This can't be good for his mental health, but I don't know how to convince him to stop. He's always really happy when he comes back from digging, which is why I haven't seriously tried to stop him before. But I was talking to a friend about him, and she told me he might be going crazy. Obviously, I don't think he's insane, but I hadn't considered the mental health aspect of this, and I just don't know what to do. Okay, let's clear a few things up.
It's time for some man talk, all right? Ladies, you're going to need to leave the room, okay? We got a bro out here, and there's going to be some truth bombs dropped, okay? Get ready for the sermon. Big Papa's about to drop some truth.
Now, yes, sure. There are some valid safety concerns here. If the tunnel isn't properly built and supported or ventilated, you could, die. But let's just put the risk of death aside for a second. That's a minor detail, frankly. And also, I see no reason for us to assume, given the information provided, that this man is digging his tunnel in an unsafe way. That would be, I believe, an erroneous assumption. So let's table.
This is such sad fucking liberal bait. To be like, yeah, let's make this into a segment, into a video where I'm just straight up gonna be like, yeah, you know what? Men dig tunnels. This is awesome. This is based. And obviously, anyone comes at me for this one, we can just be like, well, you did not see that I was joking? What, were you triggered by my tunnel video?
The whole dying situation for a moment and look at the bigger picture.
Okay.
First of all, speaking to the woman who wrote this, your problem fundamentally is that you think you have to understand everything about the man you're dating, but you can't and you won't. Woman will never fully comprehend man, just as man will never fully comprehend woman.
I mean, I can't comprehend why you're referring to men and women in that way. Is that how you talk at home? Man hungry, man want to eat. Oh, food finished, man must shit. Shit now, shit complete, good shit, man shit.
We are made for each other, and yet we are mysteries to each other. That's the essence of romance.
Venus.
The difference, though, is that man knows he cannot understand woman, and he's okay with that. Woman, in fact, becomes very frustrated by just how okay with it he is. So, she'll say something cryptic and out of context to him, and he'll have no idea what she's talking about, but he'll just go, oh, okay, okay, and then get back to what he's doing. And she'll stand there stunned and say, well, aren't you going to ask me what I'm talking about? And he'll say, okay, yeah, what were you talking about? And he'll just hope it isn't a long story, but it always is. On the flip side, man can say nothing at all. He can simply walk into the room with a slightly abnormal facial expression, and woman will start interrogating and waterboarding him to extract every last piece of information she can about this facial.
I mean, I don't want to say this is a self-report, but this is basically describing very unhealthy relationships.
Expression. What are you thinking? She'll ask. And she won't accept it when he says nothing, even if that really is the answer. She must understand everything about him, but she won't. And she can't accept that.
And I'll be honest, just on a serious note, jokes aside, I think this delves a little bit into almost misandry because, at the end of the day, the stereotype that, you know what, men are simple, okay? They're not very emotional creatures. They like digging holes. It kind of plays into the old stereotype of men are just stupid. They're not emotionally complex at the end of the day. They don't have a variety of things going on in their head at any given time. They might not try to manipulate people in their language or anything like that, which is just it's such a disservice to men. Men can be incredibly emotionally complex. And the idea that it's just men know what they want, okay? Man want hole, dig hole, tunnel, good.
And even though she won't, I will now endeavor to lay out a few facts about men that may help women, especially this woman.
Cool.
The first is this. Every man dreams of two things, often related.
Okay.
Having a secret door in his house that leads to a secret room, and building a great tunnel. This tunnel might connect one secret room to another, or it might simply go...
I know this is a bit, but this is just so fucking weird.
All the way down to the center of the earth, where we hope we'll expect to find goblins and dinosaurs and Elvis hiding out or whatever. There's something cathartic about digging. We are called into the earth, into the caverns. We hear the siren song, just as our forefathers did. Assuming our forefathers were meerkats or doors from Middle Earth.
Okay, you know what? We're watching the trailer for
You can't understand this. We don't understand this. And yet, this is just how it is. The other thing about men is that we're prone to becoming randomly obsessed with very weird and...
Okay, sorry. I need to do this for research. It's for science, everybody. From 1984. It was a different time. Please have a trailer voice.
Beneath the city of New York are living catacombs, an endless maze of subterranean tunnels, unfit for anything human, unauthorized for anything experimental.
Hold it! There's something moving up ahead at the top!
And unlikely to bring anyone down there.
This is a documentary. It was a prophecy. This is where Matt Walsh comes from. This is the origin of the Chud.
So, they're coming up. Chud.
Whoa. Matt, no. Leave his holes alone. Let him dig.
Chud.
Men just want to dig.
And your bathroom.
Doors in the basements.
Keep off the
Oh God,
street
what was that?
and try to hide. But remember, the dark is their place. The night is their time. And tomorrow, the only things living in the city of New York will be Chud.
Chud!
Chud. Cannibalistic, humanoid, underground dwellers. Chud. They're not...
Okay, everything is explained now. I understand it completely. I now understand the dynamics of the Republic. I now, I've reached across the aisle. I understand Republicans. I get where they're coming from. Republican right-wing men, they just want to have secret doors and to live underground, dwell there, you know. It all checks out.
Specific things out of nowhere. Again, we cannot explain this. We shouldn't have to explain it. For example, I recently decided that I want to get a giant aquarium with lots of rare and tropical fish in my house. And I keep telling my wife about it, and she keeps wanting to understand why I'm obsessed with being a fish owner all of a sudden. And I keep telling her that actually it's called fish keeping, according to all the videos I've watched about it.
I don't know why I thought he was about to say, because I want to fuck the fish. And get off my back, woman. I'm man.
And she says, wait, you're watching videos about people who own fish? And I say they're fish keepers, and yes. And around we go. A man becomes bizarrely fixated on some arbitrary thing. A woman looks on, confused.
Okay, so little relationship advice. If you happen to be in a relationship, and I guess this one's more for the straights, because yeah, that's just the category we're in right now. Open communication is not a bad thing. Expressing that you have a passion is not a bad thing. If you are like, I'm very passionate for digging a tunnel, or I enjoy tropical fish, or whatever it is, simply express that. You don't have to suddenly show up one day with a massive aquarium with all these tropical fish in it and, you know, be questioned on that, because that's a bit unusual, just to walk inside the house and see that, and then suddenly be like, whoa, what the fuck? Get off my back, fucking woman. What do you don't understand? I'm a man, all right? I have needs, and my needs happen to be tropical fish. I just want to have what the fuck? What's going on here? Ladies, am I right?
And it's the great dance of life. Then we get to the biggest problem that I noticed in this story.
Clean up your room.
Needless to say, I noticed
Hexen Ring Music, thanks for the prime.
no problems with the man who simply wants nothing but to dig. All of the problems, as usual, are with the woman.
She just doesn't understand. He's a chud, you know? And a chud has to be an underground dweller. It's in the name.
Especially when she acknowledges that the man is happy when he digs, he's fulfilled, he's doing what he wants to do, what he's called to do, and yet she talked to her friend and decided that though he's happy...
Well, no, it sounds like she's tried speaking to him multiple times. I think what would have been great, if this is a true story, and if we're actually doling out advice here, would be to open that dialogue, to find out why it is so special for him to dig this hole, and then just some friendly advice. It requires quite a bit of technical, let's just say, understanding and engineering if you're going to start going deeper and deeper and deeper, especially to be able to reinforce it so it doesn't collapse and kill you. So, I mean, if you want to help your man in his endeavor, in his, you know, tunnel digging endeavor, then that could be one way of assisting, for example.
And seemingly mentally well-adjusted, he must be crazy. Women, listen. I know I'm not going to stop you from talking to your friends, but just realize that if you, who spend every day with your man, still struggle to understand all of his ways, then what chance does your friend have? What insight can she really offer about him? What does she know? Is she even in a healthy relationship herself? Has she even seen the tunnel? Or is she making judgments about the tunnel without all the facts? A tale as old as time. The meddling friend.
Yeah.
This is the scourge of men everywhere. So, just stop that, ladies. Let the man be. Let him be a man. Let him dig. Let him get his $18,000 aquarium. Yes, it's 18.
I feel like this is a PSA for his own marriage. Hey, how was your day, Matt? Did you have a good stream? Did you record some good segments? Yeah. Did you watch any of them? No, I haven't had a chance. I got a lot of stuff to do. I gotta take care of some. Could you watch them? I will. You make a lot of segments. I don't know what is it about how trans kids are inherently evil, or that gay people are Satan? One of those ones. There is that. Could you watch the tunnel one? Yeah, sure. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. Could you watch it now? Because I've got a package coming, and I don't want you to freak out. But you're a woman and you don't understand. I have needs, and my needs happen to be quite expensive and elaborate and tropical. Just watch the video, you'll understand.
$1,000. But it's worth the investment. And it helps with equity in your home or something, maybe. Anyway, let him live, damn it. That's all I'm saying. Otherwise, you're canceled. If you enjoyed this video,
I actually did, Matt. I'll be honest, I did. This one was nice. I mean, you're not vilifying trans people. You're not really vilifying marginalized groups. It's just you being silly and really trying to express and get some stuff off your chest. I feel like that was one of those growth videos, you know? And I know the entire thing was a bit, and the whole thing is set up so that someone like me reacts to it, and then all of a sudden he's like, "Oh, look how these lefties thought I was really serious about and desperately wanting to buy all those tropical fish." But at the end of the day, you know, what I hope ultimately that you get your fish and you're happy, you know? And then you can return to the sea from whence you came. You know there's a Chud 2, eh? Is it even better? Chud 2 trailer.
Eat 'em up! Eat 'em up! No! These are Chuds.
Cannibalistic humanoid underground dwellers. Prepare for horror, laughs, and thrills in this outrageous sequel to the home video hit Chud, Chud 2.
But the Chud.
Starring Brian Robbins from Head of the Class, Garrett Graham of Police Academy 6, Robert Vaughn, Bianca Jagger, Larry Linville of MASH.
I gotta be honest, if you're past Police Academy, I'd say 2 as a reference point for someone's celebrity status. You might just want to just say their name. I don't know if anyone's gonna hear that and be like, "Oh, whoa, from the 6th one. Oh man, yeah, that one's a banger."
And many other popular stars.
A dead body is nothing to be afraid of.
He's suave.
Are you heterosexual?
He's charming. He's different.
Well, he eats.
He does look like Matt Walsh. I'll give him that. But this, like, it seems like it's a completely different film. This is basically Matt Walsh's home life. It's more of a documentary, really. Oh, and he's swimming. I wonder if there's fish.
He's different.
Well, he eats people. I guess that could be interpreted as personality quirk.
He's Bud the Chud, a half-dead, decomposing humanoid, the result of a military experiment gone haywire.
Isn't it, like, I mean, maybe it's just me. They looked a lot scarier in the first one. This one seems like they went from, like, a horror film to intentional comedy.
Colonel Masters, there was a reason that these creatures were kept underground. For instance, the little matter of the drugs' cannibalistic side effects.
Now he's loose on the town.
Ladies, am I
spreading
right?
the horrifying Chud disease everywhere.
What in the wide world of sports is going on in here?
We're not just talking about some animated corpse. You got it? Everything it infects mutates.
The army, the police, and the FBI can't seem to stop this ravenous plague. But a group of clever kids might just chill the Chuds.
Unreal.
Chud 2. This Chud's for you.
Okay. Well, we had some fun with Matt today. That was great. Do you enjoy the Serfs but prefer not to have to use your eyeballs? Many are saying this. Well, we've got the solution for you. It's the Serf Times in podcast form.
Available on most major podcasting networks now. If you enjoy it, please consider leaving a good review and feedback because it really helps the show out, apparently, and it's free, just like the podcast.
To our gods, Xander Corvus and Peyton L. Just, we are prepared to embark on a mighty jihad in your name. To our monarch, Tom Spiker, we are but your humble jester, attempting in vain to get you to laugh. To our valiant knights of the Round Table, Benji Arnie, Tech Tink, Scary Earth Human, Tony, DM Rivera, Resident Scarecrow, Sir Nickus, Mayred, Cheryl Alvarez, Ruby Kelly, Brandon, Words Greenwood. It doesn't matter what I believe, it only matters what I can prove. Egbert Celine, Matthew Scarborough, Stellar Vision, Ariane McCarthy, Daniel Sutton, Coulter Smith, Jenna Tao, Quiet 185, Anna Loves Riley, Omni, Riley and Anna, Poodlehawk, The Tim Caucus, Multimondi, Trevbot, EXE, Brian Ephraim, Lemmy 101, Anthropophojak, Saren 42, Catherine, Ramon Acosta, Incosin, Agent NDN, Violent Orchard, Political Puppy, La Media Panza, Zach Christensen, Todd Buckingham, and Todd Lajeunesse. We raise our mugs and salute our brave heroes off to another glorious conquest.